Well, hello and good evening. It's Dr. Lauren with Animal Ranch Care. And I just got back from I just got back from the Foal Foundation makeover and got to witness some amazing kids with these foals. They save them from a kill pen and they pair them up with a child that's in 4-H or FFA. And it was just amazing watching it. I just got home late. If y'all realize I'm at 7 tonight. One of the YouTubers told me that the Denmans were live at 6, so I didn't want to interfere with that. So we're live at 7. We'll jump off before Jamie and Lester's live at 8. And I'm going to start off by telling you that the painting behind me is the painting of me when I'm 2 years old on Susie Q. Frost, my horse, my mom's horse that turned my horse. And this is one of the paintings that I've showed before. And I'm running out of paintings. So my mom has painted so many and I've showed all of them already. So repurposing them until she decides to paint some more horses. So come on in, and if you could hit the subscribe and the like button for me. I'm going to start off today by telling you that the song you heard when you came in is our new song written by a country music singer in Nashville, Tennessee. And here's a piece of it again. And I'm going to let you hear another song that he wrote for us. You're going to be hearing these on the videos that Tim is making. So here you go. Here it is, a little piece of that again. If you're just coming in, this song was written by a talented artist in Nashville, Tennessee. And we got them 3 days ago. So these are new for us. Tim said to start it from the beginning. All right, so that's one of the songs that we just recently got. And then here's the other one, which I told you if you're on the last story time, this was one of my favorite beats and it's inspiration. But here's the song that he made that is my favorite song. Like, wait till you see what Tim does with this. So that's the banjo. So I love a banjo. So that's a good song. Y'all like that song? Y'all like that? Nancy said that's a keeper. You like it? You like it? Y'all, I'm telling you, this is going to have to be on like all my driving scenes in between adjusting, but like, let's get crunk. Anyway, so he wrote that song for us, and that's going to be on the upcoming YouTube. So today I'm going to run it a little different. I've got my tea here, and it doesn't have caffeine. Don't worry. So if you do have to jump off and go to bed early, I'm not going to, but it's not caffeine. All right. So I like when you start videos how you always have a nature type scene. Yeah. Thanks. So those two songs are new. And like I said, I just got back from the Foal Foundation, and I had to stop and get my nails done because I lost a nail. And it was quite embarrassing because, I talk with my hands and people stare at your hands. So I got rid of the Christmas nails, and these are the new nails. Purple. Oh. Kind of distorted, but purple and glitter. So I'm really excited. It's my favorite color, purple. Today I wore my wild rag, my new wild rag that I got from Oklahoma, and I wore this out there because it was quite cold. So I wore this yesterday as well to go to adjust a new horse that I'm going to tell you guys about for story time. So I'm going to show you my wild rag though. So I really love it. it's silk. So in Oklahoma, when it's 10 degrees, they wear these around their neck, and silk is very blocking of the cold. So here's how I tie my wild rag. I make a V like that. I flip it around, and then I go over around the front, and then I tie it 2 times like this. And then I take the knot and I stick it underneath, and then it makes like that. So I had this on at the event today. So I decided to leave it on just to show you guys because I really like it. I really like it. All right. So here's story time. So yesterday, Friday and Saturday, I had 2 new assistants. So I don't know if you guys saw that I was hiring an animal ranch care handler. But Friday, I had a young lady named Hagen, and she's going to school at Texas A&M. And Saturday, I had a young lady named Kylie, and she's going to school at Tarleton State. Well, not having Jessica with me makes me nervous. And you guys have heard that before, but Jessica's been with me for 3 years. And you saw her with the stallion. Her certainty and her capabilities are higher than most. So I started out the day with Kylie, found out that she does Western and English riding. So she's been around horses and she's not afraid. So that's really good that she's not afraid. And I was driving there and I thought, I'm going to go over some ground rules. And I quickly realized I don't really need to with this young lady. We showed up to our first job. We pulled up to this place and we'd never met the lady before. And the lady comes up, and the best I can describe it, she's been through a lot. She's rough. She's tough. She's sizing us up and down. She's looking at my face, looking at my boots, looking at my tattoos. She's looking at Kylie up and down. Her husband comes over, and he's really nice, but she's sizing us up and down. Like, how can you know what you're doing? Her veterinarian signed the referral, but her veterinarian is also a chiropractor. So it was confusing to me why her veterinarian just didn't do the chiropractic. And she said, well, I didn't know she was a chiropractor. So after the lady sized us up and down and is showing no niceties or empathy or just kind of letting her guard down, but I don't change who I am. I didn't change what I said or what I did. And we asked her where the horses were. They were behind the house, and she took us out back. And as we're walking out back, she said, now this little pony, I've struggled for 2 years to be able to touch her. 2 years to touch her? She said, well, we thought chiropractic could help because we've not been able to work with her. And the farrier has to put her in the stall and back her against the wall in order to work with her. Well, this is not a good thing in my mind. In my mind, I say, we're looking at an hour just to be able to meet her and work with her. Her name is Nia, and she's about 13 hands high. She comes to about right here on me. And she's paint and color with white and black and brown. She's very fluffy. She's got her head high, her ears up, her ears pinned, and her eyes huge. She's pacing around. She's nervous. She's not licking and chewing, and her mouth is tight. You can see the wrinkles of how tight they are. I can hear that she's traumatized. I can hear that she's scared and she's nervous and she's away from her friends. The lady walks her out of the stall and brings her over into the front area where there wasn't as much mud because it's rained recently. So we put her into this area, and the lady said she's never been over here before in a halter, so she doesn't know what we're doing. I said, okay, well, let me assess. So I've got Kylie, who's new to me, standing there. I said, take the lead from the lady. She takes the lead, and she's holding the rope. And she's confident. I can see Kylie not nervous at all, really confident, and she's holding on to the lead rope, and the horse is dancing around like this, dancing around, moving fast. Kylie didn't blink an eye, bat an eye. She was just stable. Good girl, it's okay. She has this really high-pitched voice. The tripod would scare this horse. There was no way to video. I couldn't hold the camera, have anything to hold the camera, so I couldn't video this. So today's story time, I'm going to tell the rest of this, and I'm going to tell you what ended up happening. But I want to say that I wasn't sure if I was going to have Tim on today, and I didn't know if, I don't want to take away from story time because I do love telling story time. So I don't know if you guys like to hear from Tim, if you enjoyed having Tim on. So if anybody can let me know if you do want to hear from Tim, because if you do, I have one format, and if you don't care, then I'll have another format. So if you could chime in and let me know, I'd like to hear what you say about it. If you'd like Tim on, just give me a yes or a thumbs up, and then we'll go to that other format. Okay. Some people are voting in. Good. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to go with the format A that I was originally going to do. Tell the story of this beautiful little mare and then bring Tim in. And then Tim's got some things to say as well. Okay. All right. Looks like we've got okay. Sounds good. So it looks like we've got about 90% of you saying yes. Okay. So we're going to go with format A and skip format B. Now, back to this little mare. The little mare is so scared, but Kylie's reassuring her and holding the lead and telling her in the sweetest little voice, it's okay. You're all right. You're okay. Good girl. And she's calming her down. I know automatically that I can't approach her with my hands because she flips out. So what I did is I closed my eyes and I stood about 4 feet to the side of the mare. My shoulder was to her side. So imagine that she's here and I stepped away from her and then I did not look at her. Now, looking at a horse can be very threatening because they are prey. So you don't want to put your eyeballs to their eyeballs when they're scared. So there's a teaching moment there. So after I was standing next to her about 4 feet away, I did not touch her. I just stood there. I took a step towards her and she stepped away, so I stepped away. I took a step towards her. She did not step away, so I did not step away. So I stepped closer and closer to her, and then I attempted to touch her with one finger on her shoulder. When I attempted to touch her, she jumped, so I backed away. This went on for about 15 minutes. Absolutely, MJ, like autistic, correct. So I attempted to touch with the finger, and when my finger made contact to her shoulder started to spasm. And I pulled away, and she licked and chewed. The release of that pressure gave her the reward of feeling better. Now, the lick and chew is not a good thing in this instance because it's releasing the pressure from her fear. The owner proceeds to tell me that she has Cushing's disease, which Cushing's disease can cause the cortisol or the stress hormone to be so high in this little mare. Now, she is on medication for it, but that doesn't mean that she's not still scared. I've imagined that it's like this glass. Her stress level was to the top. So my job is to try to lower it down by lick and chew and shake, lick and chew and shake. And I told the owner, I said, her fight or flight and her cortisol is so high, it's spilling out of the top of a cup. So what we want to do today, if we can, is to be able to touch her, adjust her neck and her front legs only. She said, okay. So after each encounter of lick and chew and shake, my goal would be to have her be at 50%. And the owner said, I agree. If we can get any kind of work with this little mare, it will be amazing. This little mare has never had someone work with her this way. You could tell. In my mind, I kept hearing, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I've been hurt. I've been traumatized. I've been abused. I'm not okay. I asked the owner further questions, and she said, I got her from the kill pen and I offered $300 and they did not contest it. They took the $300. This little mare came with two of her children. One of them was older than the other. So maybe one was 4, one was 3, and one was 2. So she's never had someone approach her this way. So I touch with the finger. She does the shake. I pull away. I touch the finger to the back of her neck, right behind her ear, and I just let my finger sit there for 5 minutes. No kidding. 5 minutes. She let me do it. And then I tried to apply the hand, and that's when she got scared. She jumped away. I started over. It took me about 25 minutes, but I had the finger there for 5 minutes. Then I got the hand there for 5 minutes. Then I started to take the hand like this. The lady said, you guys, she has been able to tap the horse's body, but she can't rub the horse's body. She can't rub the body, which to me, think sensory overload. Like just touching the hair follicles, like if you were to touch my shaved hair like this, would cause so much sensitivity. So I applied the hand to the side of her neck, and then I began to rub from the neck down to the second vertebra, the third vertebra, and the fourth vertebra. The horse was having trouble relaxing, and I kept hearing over and over, play music, play music, play music. I don't know why. And I looked at the owner and I said, look, you might think I'm crazy, and that's okay. You can call me the crazy chiropractor, but I'm going to play a song for your mare. Your mare needs to hear this song. Now, you know, copyrights and all that, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to play this song. And, I'm going to play the song that I played for the mare. This is the song I played for her, and I can only play 10 seconds because, you know, they'll copyright me. So here we go. This is what I played. So I'm going to fast forward it. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, shining on the river. So I played this song like 15 times for this mare, and I did an experiment, and I stopped the song, and she got scared again. So I played the song, and she put her head down and started batting her eyes, and Kylie looked at me, and she said, did this just happen? Did she just relax to this music? So I stuck the phone with the speaker up in my front pocket, and I put it to her face, and she could feel the vibration of the song on her face. And she leaned in to the phone. I started to rub down the side of her neck, and she started to lean her head in and lean her head in. And at that moment, I could do a little bit of that mobilization, you know, check the motions, flexion, extend, rotate, laterally flex. So I started trying to do some of those motions. And when I went to go flex, boom, she got freaked out because of that control and losing the control. So I put the song on, and I started back to where I was with the hand on the first vertebra, and everything I did, I had to go back to the first thing that I did. And in my mind, I knew that I had to do something that made this mare want it, like crave it, you know, like she needed my hands on her more than I cared to put my hands on her. So what I did was I stopped touching her, and I walked away, and I stood like 15 feet away from her. And I put my back to her. And Kylie said, she wants you to come back. And so as I turned, she started trying to take steps towards me. So as she took steps towards me, and Kylie said, I couldn't see her, but my back was turned, I would come back to her, put my hands on her with the music, and she would lean in and lean in. So after mobilizing, I went back to the flexion, and she let me do it. And I went to the extension, and she did not let me do it. So start back over, touch her first vertebra, rub on her neck, go to her flexion, push her down a little bit. She was okay. Go to extend. Nope, 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 nope. So I know if she can't extend, it's her first vertebra is not moving. So after I knew that her first vertebra was not moving and I could not put her into extension, that's when I tried to do the rotation. As soon as I felt that she couldn't left rotate, she could not. I grabbed her on the opposite side of her face and I went rub, 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 push. And when I did that, it popped. Kylie said, "It popped." And I said, "Yes, it popped." And after that happened, she shook and she licked and chewed and she calmed down some more. We were making progress for a mare that hadn't been really rubbed in 2 years. She had never been rubbed, not like a hand. The owner said, "I can tap and pat, but not rub." Now, this mare was starting to trust me, but I had to continue to pull myself away to make her crave to be with me. So I walked away. She wanted me back. I had Kylie walk her around the pasture and she got a little prancy. And because of her Cushing's disease, she's got feet problems, which some of them do have sensitive feet. She had these cushioned padded shoes on where they could put medication in there and then put the padded shoe and then Velcro it on. And she's walking around and she's prancing and I can tell things are wrong with her shoulders. And so I wanted to do more, but there has to be patience. And part of healing, you have to have the patience and you have to go through the steps. You have to go one step at a time and not skip a step. You have to go back to the original step that made the mare trust before you can add a new one and then go back again. So this is a layering. And in my mind, it's one layer over the next, or some would say like an onion with many layers. You've got to start from the outside and peel them back and peel them back. Now, every time that I would do something new, I was essentially starting over with this mare. And the owner even said, "You're starting over every time." It's like every time she goes to the stall with her, the horse would have to relearn things. The horse had a support buddy in the stall next to her, which was actually her child. Her child. So if you really break that down of what I'm saying, if that horse is the mother and has the child as her support emotional support friend, I got to tell you something I found out after that. But think about how many parents will use their children as a way of means of being okay as well. So I was familiar with this pattern as far as using that support system. And so we did not let the mother mare go see her daughter. We walked her away from the child and brought her back, and then walked her away and then brought her back. And during this process of touch, rub, adjust, walk, and I went over and over and over. So I ended up getting to a place where she blew up because I tried the move where you laterally flex and turn her head side to side, and she lost it. She did not want to have her eyes taken off of being in a forward view. Hold on just a moment. Can I have the battery, the charger? It's trying to die on me, the computer. So she did not want to have her head taken off of center, like turn side, was very threatening for her. So I knew that I had to come up with some kind of other way in order to have her allow me to turn her head. So listen to what Kylie and I did together. And I swear Kylie clicked right in with me to do animal handling. I'm really impressed with this young lady and what she did. So when I knew that she had a third vertebra on the left out of place and she had a seventh vertebra on the right out of place, I told Kylie, "Go with me and do everything I tell you to do." She said, "Okay." So we get to the side and grab the third vertebra, and I put my hand on the side of her third vertebra while I'm holding her nose. And I try to turn, and like I said, she rears and flips out and spins her butt around. Well, she actually charged at me. When a horse charges at you, no, So Kylie immediately ran her backwards, back, 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 back. She has to learn that she cannot run onto me. Now, this is her first adjustment ever in her life. And this must be very threatening coming from a kill pin 2 years ago, having 2 children on her hip, and then now having me work with her. So we reset up, we go back to the first vertebra, and we rub and we calm this mare back down and do things she likes. Now, every time I did that, I sat back up. I told Kylie, go with me, okay? We get to the third vertebra. We turn her nose like this. I'm holding on the third vertebra, and I told Kylie, run her left, like run her left. So I'm standing here, and Kylie's in front of me, and I said, go past me and run her around me in a circle. So Kylie runs around in a circle. I put my hand on the third vertebra, and it goes, oh, it was beautiful. It was so magical. As soon as that third vertebra went in place, which the third vertebra has a lot to do with the thyroid, it was amazing. As soon as I stood back, I have to try to give y'all this picture. She puts her head down, starts low blinking her eyes, but she won't close them all the way because she doesn't trust. And she cocks one of her back legs and she freezes in this position for about maybe 5 minutes. She's just, that number 3 vertebra was her jam. Like, it was amazing. So now I know we have to get the number 7 vertebra, and the 7 vertebra is to the right. So it's the opposite side. So when you work on the left side of a horse and then you go to work on the right side of a horse, they're 2 different horses. What happens on the left side of the horse comes from the right brain, and what happens on the right side of the horse comes from the left brain, just like humans. If we have a stroke on our right brain, it affects left body, right? Correct? So the other side of the horse, I've got to work on the other side of her. So I go to start on the right side of her, and she flips out like she didn't even know who I was. I have to start from the beginning. And I do have patience, and I am going to do this, but I just wanted y'all to get the idea of this is a whole nother side. So I go to the opposite side of her, and I put 1 finger, and then I put whole hand, and then I rub, and I do the whole process that took me 20 minutes on the left side of the horse, and I do that on the right side of the horse. So now we're at about 50 minutes in. I go to the other side and I work my way down, and I'm rubbing and rubbing and rubbing. And I tested her by putting my hand and sliding it like this into the side of the neck. So you have to put your fist where the base of the neck and the shoulder meet and rub your way down. So I put my fist in and I rub down soft and I put a little pressure. And you know what happened? She leans her whole body onto my hand and cocks a leg and almost falls on me. And the only time that I've ever seen this before is when it's a donkey. So donkeys, they lean into you for pressure because their way to show dominance is to lean on you. But horses will go away from pressure. So this mare, I told the owner, I said, is she half donkey? And she said, not that I know of. And I said, I don't know her breed. I didn't know if she's a little bit of draft or a little Welsh pony. I don't know what she is. But at this moment, I'm starting to question that she may be a donkey. Well, anyway, I put my hand down that spot and she starts to lean. And I said, Kylie, did you see that? She leaned on me like a donkey. Well, Kylie and I used to work together at TMR Rescue, which is 400 and something donkeys. So she said, it looked like a donkey to me too. I was like, I know. So I got my hand in that spot and I told Kylie, again, we're on the right side. I've got my left hand down. I'm holding her face. And I told Kylie, you run her that way. You run her clockwise. So I've got my hand in there and we start running. Boom. And as soon as she runs that way, I push across and the number 7 vertebra pops into place. I swear, this mare looks so relieved, so relieved. Like if I just took off like 10 years of stress off of her. And she was looking at me like, who are you? What is this? She was so alleviated. And Kylie was like, she feels better. Her head was no longer high. Her ears were relaxed and her eyes were soft. And the owner and her husband were just mind blown. They said, this is more progress in this hour than she's had in 2 years. At that moment, I knew that she was going to get relief and it was going to help her. But if I was really going to help her, I needed to get her legs up. So I was able to ask her to lift her legs, and that went relatively smooth because she thought it was like the farrier. She lifted her leg, I adjusted, did the knee, I did the elbow, and then I went to pull her leg out. She did a little bunny hop, like that was weird. And then she acted like she was going to rear up on me. So when that happened, Kylie and I looked at each other, and Kylie's like, and I was like, no, 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 because I don't want her to rear up on me, come down on me. You know, you can get really hurt from a pony. So I did not lift her legs to the flexion move like this. I only did the knee, the elbow, and then I told Kylie, I'm going to put my hand on the front of her shoulder and you walk her backwards. And as she walked her backwards, I pushed the shoulder back into place. And that's a move I don't do very often, but it was needed in this scenario. At that point, when I did her left leg, one of the sesamoid bones, which is right here behind the knee, it made a loud, pop, and she was alleviated again. And I made the decision to stop. At that point, she overcame fears, submitted to what I was doing. She was alleviated to the point of head drop, eyes low, and she finally closed her eyes, you guys, like finally. As soon as that knee went, she was like that. She was like eyes closed, head down, licking and chewing. We were done. So I looked at the owner and I said, we're done. We're going to stop on a good point. So we stop on a positive. So we stopped on the positive. She walked Nia, Nia, back to the stalls, put her in the stall. But I told her, before you take the halter off, you rub her, because the owner said she could only ever pat. I said, you rub her. So the owner did what I did, and she started doing the rub, and she said, she let me rub her. So it was really cool to see her, the owner, get to rub this horse that she's had for 2 years. And guess what happened? After the owner rubbed her own horse for the first time in 2 years, she came out of the stall, she came over to me, and she was like a new person. The owner was like a new person. Remember I told y'all she was sizing me up? She came over. She was helpful. She was like, take as many videos or pictures as you want to. Do you want to come back again? I'm going to open a feed store. I'd love to put your cards in my feed store. Like she let her guard down. Like she was able to, like, because of the work she saw us do, she was able to let her guard down. So now I'm wondering, is the owner's guard up causing the horse to put a guard up? Because the owner's not very type A, loving, emotional, sensitive, expressive. She's more like hardened, non-expressive, very serious. So who knows? I don't know. I'm not a psychotherapist. But with that being said, we adjusted another horse for her. And like I said, new client. We did not video the first one. We couldn't video, but then she's new, so we didn't video. So we adjusted her favorite horse, her best horse that she got from a kill pen as well. His name is Bruce, and Bruce was great. Everything went well, no major problems. And she actually got to see me do a full adjustment, which I think made her happy. And she cut everybody loose. So she took all the halters off. She opened all the stalls. She let the horses run around. She's only got probably about 2 acres. And these horses were running, and they've got different paddocks and lean-tos and not a lot of land, but she's got 6 rescue horses. One of them is Nia with her 2 babies, and then she's got Bruce and then a couple others, and she's got ducks everywhere and a pond. It was just amazing. She built these new stalls for everybody. So the love she's showing to these horses is there. She just needed some help with Nia to be able to get through to her. And she said, I just don't want her to live her life for more than 2 years still feeling this way. Like, she's got to have a better life than the one that she's living right now. And that's when someone said chiropractic to me, and I found you on Facebook, and that's how we ended up being there. Jessica was really bummed that she wasn't there for that one because it was a really special moment. I'm bummed because I couldn't video it. I can only tell you the story about it, but at least I get to tell you the story about it. So Nia, I'm happy to report, is letting the owner rub her, and she's more gentled today than she was before I met her. So that's the end of that story. And now, without further ado, my handsome Tim is waiting in the wings. So Tim, come on in. Come on down, handsome Tim. That's your new nickname. Yes, I have quite a few people are calling you that, to the point that you're going to need your own page. So you're going to need to get the hell off my page.
Don't touch my sarsaparilla.
Don't touch your sarsaparilla. This is not sarsaparilla. This is sassafras. And I've got someone on here who can testify that this root beer is made of sassafras root. Sarsaparilla. He called this sarsaparilla, Mom. Can you believe it? This is sassafras. My mom said she was a little kid with sassafras root, soaking it in hot water and making root beer and adding sugar to it. Come on in, Tim. You're the next contestant on the Dr. Baker Show.
Hi, everybody.
Can everybody hear Tim?
Can everybody hear me?
Yeah. Yep. Teresa says hi. She can hear. Awesome. All right. I'm going to drink a sip of Tim's sassafras drink. Absolutely love Sprecker's root beer. Oh, my God. They can't hear you very well. So you're going to have to talk up.
Mic check. 1, 2. Can you hear me now?
All right. I got it at 100% volume, and everybody says loud and clear.
Yep.
Okay. So today, didn't you tell me that you have questions for me? Hold on. All right. We lost signal there for a minute. Sorry about that, guys, but we're back. I hope you're there. Okay. We're back. We lost signal. All right. So Tim apparently has questions for Dr. Baker today, and maybe Lauren too. Lauren and Dr. Baker, the wife and the chiropractor, right, my love?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Got a couple questions for you.
Okay.
First of all, how was your day?
My day was amazing.
Awesome. All right.
Mike's over here, so.
What inspired you to pursue animal chiropractic?
What inspired me to pursue animal chiropractic?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when I was in college, I wanted to be an animal chiropractor. When I graduated, I thought about being an animal chiropractor, but my mom did say, why don't you get the people down first and then do animals later? So what inspired me to actually go to animal chiropractic school was volunteering at TMR and seeing all the animals in need. And it broke my heart that I could do nothing to help all of the donkeys and horses that had injuries.
I remember.
Yeah.
All
right. Next question.
All right. What's the most challenging animal that you've ever worked with?
The most challenging animal. What challenging animal I've worked with? All right, let me think. I had a horse that was in Katy, Texas, that he had a stud chain on his face when I arrived, and the horse was rearing up and stomping down and rearing up and stomping down and rearing up and stomping down. And I went over to try to talk to him, and he flared his nostrils and he flipped his head at me, and I declined to adjust the horse.
Oh. Wow.
Yep. All right, next question, sir. You got to let the dog out.
Somebody needs to take the dog out.
You got to take the dog out?
Yeah.
Your voice projected.
All right. I'll be right back.
All right, Tim's going to let Dexter out because he has a bell, and Dexter rang the bell, so we have to go every time he rings the bell. So he's going to do that. So while we're waiting to hear from Tim, someone asked me a question if I've ever been close to a kangaroo. Never. She said, Lynn says, who let the dogs out? Tim, let the dog out. Yeah, I've never been next to a kangaroo. I would love to. I'd love to do a giraffe, a llama. I just want to put my hands on them to at least feel. I don't know that I'd know what I was doing, but I definitely want to work with them one day. I feel like my diversity of animals might have more animals if people knew that I wanted to do that, but I've never expressed openly on Facebook or YouTube that I wanted to do that. Yeah, there's a lot of horses in Katy, Texas, and I have worked out there. I've worked out there before. There's some chiropractors out there that I've worked with as well, and usually refer to them. When I get a referral, generally speaking, how much info does it have other than the basics of date and reason? Is there any other historical information given to you? No. I had a referral for the horses that I went to with Nia, and the referral form said all horses owned by this lady, and that was it. So there was not much data. Our old referral form used to have like female, a mare, a gelding, how old, and what breed. But the new form that we made, it just says the name of the horse or name of the animal. So I would need an elevator to adjust a giraffe for sure. The Muffin Man, and now the dog's out. That's funny.
All right. I'm back.
All right, Tim's back. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What other question do you have for me?
Let's see.
Have not done Jamie's alpacas either. I wanted to adjust Jamie's alpacas. We just never talked about it.
What's something unexpected that you've learned about yourself through our marriage? Boomerang.
Are you seriously going to call me out on YouTube like this and ask me that question? It's such a personal question.
Figured to keep it spicy.
Ask me the question one more time because I'm still in shock and I don't remember how it was formatted.
What's something unexpected you've learned about yourself through our marriage?
That I'm a control freak.
I didn't know that.
Bull.
Bull. I didn't know that.
Oh. I'm a control freak. I didn't realize how much control that I wanted to have, that I drive everywhere and you're always the passenger. But I never knew why. Like I never knew that I was that much of a control person. I think it's because how I grew up. Mm-hmm. If I can control it, then I'm safe. Oh. But if I can't control it, then I'm not safe. But I've come a long way. I think I've given up that not as much control. I mean, I still drive everywhere.
If you say so. What's something else I can ask? How do you balance marriage, family, and running two businesses?
How do I balance marriage, family, and running two businesses?
The next question will be fun.
You. That's how I balance it. It's because of you. He said he's gonna cry. It's you. Next question. I'm getting hot. Is it hot in here? Feel my neck. No. Is it hot in here? No, it's because I got this thing on. Hold on. Whew. Okay, go ahead. Next question.
What's a funny or memorable story from our early years together?
A funny or memorable story from our early years together.
Or from any of our years together.
Hold on, let me think about it.
Take your time.
Okay, this was memorable. So I decided Tim and I have been together for like 15 years, and I decided that I wanted to propose to him. And I bought the ring and I booked a trip to Hawaii. I had saved up money for like 3 years.
Disguising it as a birthday trip.
I disguised it as a birthday trip in February of 2017. No, February of 2010. February of 2010. And I said, let's go to Hawaii. And I bought the rings and we went to Oahu and I booked a hotel in Lahaina, outside of Lahaina in Kaanapa'oli. And we went to dinner at Bubblegum Shrimp Company, which burned down in Lahaina. And I went on the beach and I sat down and I told Tim, it's so beautiful here. I'd love to come back here in a year and get married. Will you marry me? And when I opened the box to give him his custom ring that's like a size 13.75, he pulled it out of the box and it fell into the sand. And it was 10 o'clock at night and we couldn't find it. And I shined the flashlight from my cell phone and he scooped his hands under the sand and deep as he could and he lifted up and there was the ring. And then I knew it was meant to be, babe.
You cry? That was good. That was a good memory. I
gotta come closer. You can't hear.
What's the secret to being married for 33 years?
The secret to being married for 33 years is
separate bathrooms.
Separate bathrooms. Separate bathrooms. No, in all seriousness, separate bathrooms, communication, patience and understanding. And my grandmother, Geneva, would say a great sex life.
Ooh, all right. If you could work with any animal from a movie or TV show, which one would it be?
Any animal for a movie or TV show, which one would it be? I cannot think of anything on a movie because I don't watch that much movies with things, but I really would love to adjust the dog from that movie with Will Smith.
I Am Legend?
I Am Legend. I would love to adjust that dog and just take him away and make him safe.
I don't think I have any more questions.
You don't have any more couple questions?
Uh-uh.
Okay. Well, let's just talk. So I know that you've been working very diligently and hours on videos. And I know that you shared with me that you found some new features. So I'm going to share with everybody the new feature that you found. And I really like this new feature, and I'm going to kind of give them a little preview. Would you be okay with that?
Okay.
Okay, cool. So Tim's found this new feature. We have this new video that's about to come out. Look. Let me show you what he did. See if y'all can see it. Okay, here we go.
He's a gelding, and I told you guys that a gelding will never leave the camera. Now, the lady here, the owner of the house, her name is Megan, and she said, "You're so vain. You think everything's about you, don't you? Don't you, legend?" Oh, you just flipped my boob, sir. Sir, you're so handsome. You're handsome.
So Tim's learning how to do new little snapshots and pictures. And are you having fun making the videos?
I am. It's a lot of fun. It's almost like I get to be there with you.
I want to share this with you guys. When Tim told me this, you told me that yesterday. He said, I said, is it going okay with the videos and everything I'm sending you? And, you know, I airdrop all the videos from my phone and then he works on it during the day while I'm gone working on animals. And he said, when I got home that night, he said, I feel like I can finally see what you're doing and I feel like I'm with you. That really hit me. Like that realization that I'm not with him, you know, for 10, 12 hours a day. And the realization that him looking at the videos and the editing, it's like, I get to share it with you.
Yeah, it's nice. It's like I get to spend some extra time with you.
I like it too. Well, I know you have 3 videos that you're working on, but I need to do the voiceover. So here's our situation. I have videos that are poor kind of quality. I didn't wear a microphone. You can't really hear, right? Yeah. So Tim's asking me to do voiceovers, but I'm gone all day and then I come home at night and I'm tired and I don't do the voiceover. So our videos are taking a little bit longer on these 3, but Tim's putting all the bubbles and the words and the funnies. And I want to say that's my biggest takeaway is you are freaking hilarious. Like the one with Fiona trying to get in my bag. And then Chitara was like, is there anything in there? And then Fiona's like, no, there's just healthy crab. Hi, bonjour, Canada. Canada's in the house. Well, oh, it's so fun. It's so fun. I'm reading some of the comments. So hello from Ontario, Canada. So we got Ontario in the house, babe. The snapshot. Canada, good sex life is true from a retired psychotherapist. Never forget that. I love the editing, Tim.
Thank you.
They love the editing and they like the voiceovers. And Tim is an amazing video editor. How's the new tattoo? Oh, she asked about the tattoo. Hold on. I got to put my arm up. Oh, hold on. I got to take my LifeWave patch off there. I can't see it that way. I'm going to have to put oh, it's so awesome, but I can't show it. My mom will be like, can you put a flashlight to it? It's hard to see. But anyway, new tattoo, all healed. And golly, I'm going to have to do a video about it, babe. It's hard to see it. But it's a path, gates, and then a path, and it's Matthew 7:14. It's narrow is the gate, and difficult is the road that leads to life, and few find it. And the cabin represents my grandmother, Wanda, in heaven, grandmother Geneva, both of them. They're there together having a grand old party in heaven. And the tattoo healed up. So I did have a small infection in it, but it got better. I wasn't able to work for a little while. And Tim doctored me up and took care of me. And I laid around and healed up. And all that plays a role. Grab you. Good work. They're saying good work, Tim. Good work.
Thank you.
So what's the other thing we're talking about? We're going to get some more songs made. Oh, we have received 3 songs made. If you guys want to hear the final song, I don't know that we're going to use it, but I do like the words. Well, we should save that one. I'll save that song for another video.
Sure.
But we're getting more songs made. Our issue is copyright. They want to copyright us. So they copyright us, and then we don't get paid on the videos if they copyright us. And so we got our own songs made, and Tim's like, I'm over it. I'm over this copyright. And it doesn't even matter if we say, well, we bought this app and we're paying, $15 a month or $20 a month for this app. They don't care. So they copyrighted us on like 2 of them, and we're done with it. So I did take off my patch there. That's cool, Donna. Me too. I love these. So we're not doing that. We're not doing any more of this whole use this music or use that song. And Tim he is right. The music does help the mood. Like in the background, if he just puts it down to like a 6% volume, I really like the way the songs, come across. So I did hire a guy. He's from Nashville, Tennessee. He's a singer-songwriter, and he's making all of our songs. He only made us 3 just so we could try them out, and we're going to buy another 3 and then another 3, and we'll basically have our own library, right? Are you excited about that?
I am.
Yeah. What else have we been up to that's kind of new update? I haven't done the podcast yet, but I am going to do the podcast. I've just been really busy. We have a new doctor starting tomorrow. So tomorrow, Dr. Robert starts at the office. Is my first associate, like real associate. Are you excited about that?
Not as excited as you.
I'm excited. Where are you going? Are you going to go grab a shirt? So Tim made Dr. Robert shirts to welcome him to the clinic. And we have 5 shirts for him, babe. Made him 5 shirts so that he can feel welcome. He was going to put his name on the back of them, so we had to ask him, does he want to go by his first name or his last name? But the reason why we're talking about Dr. Robert is because he will be working with me, so I'll have more time. My goal is to have more time with Tim as well. So here's the shirts that Tim made. He's handing them to me one by one. So this is our office name. So this is one design Tim came up with. And on the back, it has his name and our info. Let me see that one. That one's green. Tim made this one. Life is happier when you're aligned. I love that one. And then here's another shirt. New Leaf Chiropractic. I love the tree in this one. It's so pretty. Rooted in your family's future. New Leaf Chiropractic. He's going to love that one, Tim. And then this one is kind of more boxy, kind of more manly. So that one's going to be nice. That'll go over really good. All right. Well, you guys, we're going to wrap up tonight because Jamie and Lester are about to come on and they've got some previews and things like that. But thank you all for watching. And we're so honored and humbled to have you guys here. And you guys remember, we've got our new memberships. We've got our ranch hand memberships. And we have just the ability to have Tim doing this editing and videos, and it just takes a lot of time. So we really appreciate all your support. If you could like, subscribe, and hit the bell at the bottom. And we are going to see you guys again. Tim's next video comes out Monday, another one on Wednesday, and then another one on possibly Friday or Saturday. So you guys stay tuned for some 3 new videos coming out, and also another live next Sunday. Look forward to seeing y'all there, and I hope that you love Storytime Sunday with Dr. Lauren and Tim. Look forward to seeing you guys more and more in the future. You guys are family. We love you. Remember, you are loved. You are blessed. You deserve everything that you want. Go get it. All right. Y'all have a good night, and we'll talk to y'all soon. Mwah.